All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Right, it's your brother Kalak Ayash. And before I get started, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Malaki Avshai, Yahweh, who the world inwardly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, which the true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. It means He exists. Right, they incorrectly pronounced our Lord, our King, our Savior, again, who the world calls Jesus the Christ, but His true Hebrew heavenly name is Yahweh Shai. It means He the deliverer. The Most High God sent His only begotten Son, Yahushua, to deliver His people, which are His people, was, are now, and will always be the so-called Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, the Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Right, shalom, shalom to the brothers and sisters scattered abroad, enduring temptation and waiting for Yahushua to come back and set up His righteous kingdom. And Lord willing, we'll be a part of that number. So another prophecy update. Right, Lord willing, you watching. If you're not watching, all the prophecy take pass on the earth, shame on you. And it's not too late to get on fire and to watch these prophecies kick off, because the Lord is doing beautiful things upon this earth. We're coming upon the times of Jacob's trouble. We're coming upon the times where the Lord is about to take away everything from us to see if we truly trust upon Him. And it's evident now. It's evident. It's evident as plain that everything that we, Lord willing, we go through today, and everything that you find out on your own, that this kingdom is done. And Satan's trying to ramp up and crack down on the woman, which the woman is Israel. So I'm gonna start there. Right, everything's like the Spirit. The Lord said the Spirit is like the wind. Revelation chapter 12 and verse number 12. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So we know that this devil, which is this revised Roman Empire, which is Babylon, which is none of these mysteries for the most part are not a secret anymore. Everyone knows who, for the most part. Everyone understands that mystery Babylon the Great is America. Everyone understands that the 12 tribes are who we say they are, or who our elders have taught us they are. So this devil right now will be Trump. Everything that he's saying he's going to do, this man is doing. We're going to get into a little bit what he's doing, or what they've shown us that they're doing. So he's getting ready to come down upon the woman with great wrath, because here it is. We'll get it, Lord willing. They're approaching their 250 years, which this is the peak of an empire. This is it. And this devil, he's going to go down with a bang. So this is for, Lord willing, this is edifying, exhorting, and admonishment, and comforting to understand the things that we're about to face. Right? You got to understand, this is America's the greatest empire that has ever lived, that has ever prospered. Because it's not just one empire, it's an amalgamation, which is a mixture of different empires together. So this is it. This is the last kingdom to rule before the kingdom of heaven. So it's going to be tough, right? But if we are sincere, if we truly believe in the Heavenly Father, the all-power Yahweh, through His Son, Yahushua, then we'll be okay. But it's going to be, we're going to see things and hear things that we never thought we'd hear. So it's important to watch these prophecies and to prep your mind spiritually for the things we're coming into. I'm going to give Revelation 12 and 12 one more time. Read it one more time. Matter of fact, I have to jump up a little bit because this is very important. I'm going to go to, hold on. I think I'm going to start at 10. Yeah, I'm going to start at 10. But read the whole Revelation, the 12th chapter. It's beautiful. We have to get into these prophecies, which is the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But I'm going to read Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of His anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And that's the spiritual demon Satan, but his physical counterpart are the Edomites. They accuse us day and night, whether it be in this physical plane and in the spiritual plane, the demons on them, they constantly accuse us to the Heavenly Father. Because here it is, they set up laws for us to transgress. And the demons on them go back to the third heavens and they accuse us to the Father. But when you read the prophecies, the Lord said there's no sin that's gonna roughly paraphrasing, who the Lord chose, no one can pluck out of His hand. And it's a scripture that talks about is going into Zechariah standing before. I don't want to spin off into it, but it goes up basically. I have to get it. Satan was accusing Zechariah, but I'm gonna get it. Hold on. No, hold on. Uh, it's just the spirit, man. And then we're gonna get into the prophecy. Just bear with me 1 second. I have to get this precept. I know it's in Zechariah. Okay. Zechariah chapter 3 from the top. And he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of Yahweh. Now, Joshua, right, is symbolic for the elect. So this is like a courtroom setting that's taking place. And again from the top. And he showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of Yahweh, and Satan resisting him, Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. And Yahweh said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee, O Shaitan. Even Yahweh that have chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with a change of raiment. And this is what we want. Right? We gotta, because Satan is constantly gonna accuse us to our face. These doubt demons will hop on us. These I should have done more demons. So we have to do all we could do now while we can. We don't have much time. The time is short. The prophecies are speaking. The words are speaking to us. This devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath because he know that his time is short. And we want to be like Joshua. The Lord to look at us like Joshua and say, look, I don't see no sin in that man. Right? That man, or rather that woman has been trying. Hey, look, I rebuke thee, Satan. We want Yahweh Shah to say that for us to Shaitan. Because this is his goal. And again, he's going to use Esau to do it. But it's coming down. The wrath is coming down. Persecution is coming. Right? We'll be a liar. We wouldn't be serving to the Most High if we weren't to talk about the things that are happening in the world today. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Let me go to Salakia. So this is from NBCnews.com. Haitians face deportation to a country devastated by violence and famine. So here it is that the persecution started with the Northern Kingdom, with the so-called Latin tribes. But here it is shifting gears now to the Southern Kingdom. Because when my brother brought it out a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, the persecution, when you read the history, it started with the Assyrian Empire in the 722 BC with the Syrian king. So they went into captivity first. So the Lord doesn't change. He requires of things that which is of the past when you read Ecclesiastes. So the Lord is attacking the Northern Kingdom. And slowly but surely is shifting to the Southern Kingdom, which will be the so-called Haitians, so-called Haitians, Dominicans. So-called Haitians, Jamaicans, and so-called African Americans. It's shifting. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. Haitians face deportation to a country devastated by violence and famine. So it's always something that they could use to justify to persecuting the Lord's chosen people. So it says people living and working in Haiti are questioning the Trump's administration, reasoning that it is safe enough for Haitians temporarily living in the U.S. to return to their embattled country of origin. The Department of Homeland Security announced Friday that it will end temporary protective status for Haitian people living in the United States legally. So here it is. This man is changing the Constitution. So it's starting with the Southern Kingdom. In the peak of their kingdom, they're kicking Jake out, setting up prisons as we're going to get into, Lord willing. Hey, the stage is set for Jacob's trouble. The stage is set. And now what they're getting ready to implement is this mark of the beast system. That's next. But you see how fast this devil is moving. He's moving fast. I'm going to read a little bit more. How can Department of Homeland Security send 500,000 Haitians back to a country that is the most dangerous country in the world? And look, this devil don't care. Len Gengel, who runs a non-profit organization in Haiti that helps orphan children, told NBC News it's crazy, it's a war zone. But they don't care. They're still going to send them back. And these are the priests. That's why the Lord is coming down so hard, because these are the priests. These are the men that sacrifice in the temple. They used to deal with the blood and the ephah and the just weight. So the Lord is angry at his priest. The Lord said the priest's lips should keep knowledge. But you see, in a lot of these tribes, the word has been out. And that's another thing too. When we start seeing the death in the streets and when the prophecies come to pass, when there's a lot of people dead, they deserved it, man. They truly deserved it. Because here it is, the war, the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua been speaking for decades. For decades. And the Lord said, whoever perished being innocent. So it's starting with the southern kingdom now. I'm gonna go to the next prophecy. So it says, hold on, let me find which one. Now, as the northern kingdom was being flown out of here on cargo ships, cargo planes rather, what was coming up, washing up on shore? This from CBS News. It says multiple bodies found with hands and feet tied in the Mediterranean Sea off Spain. Spanish authorities have launched an investigation after discovering multiple corpses in the Mediterranean Sea whose hands and feet may have been tied, police said on Monday. According to the regional daily Diario de Malacora, since mid-May, civil guard boats have spotted at least 5 bodies with their feet and hands bound. Police suspect that the victims may be migrants from North Africa, and Majorca Daily Bulletin reported. But they lying, man. They lying. The Lord just put the spirit on Esau to fly away to Northern Kingdom. Let me get a picture of that. Let me find that real quick. Immigrants on cargo planes. You see this? Now, maybe they flew over North Africa. And aren't they hands and their feet tied? Aren't they hands tied up? So who really washed up on shore? And who really dumped them? You see that? And who really dumped them out of them planes? So, hey, we're approaching Jacob's trouble. Here it is, the Levites, the priests. They're starting to be persecuted and shipped back to their country, to hell, which Haiti means, to IT. So look at what we're faced up against. Look at the things that we have to deal with. So that's why the Lord said that hour of temptation is coming to try you. We're going to see things like this. The Lord said you're going to see these things. Let me get a precept. Because all these things are devices and or weapons that are geared towards the hopeful elect. These are the things we're going to have to maybe witness. Now everyone's lot is different. All right, the Lord said the expectation of the righteous is only good. But again, we'll be fools and not servants of the Most High if we didn't tell you these are the things that we're faced and looked up against. These are the things that we're looking at. Now we understand how the wicked will be destroyed. But we're going to see these things. We got to talk about these things. Isaiah chapter 54 and verse number 16. I'm going to read 16 and 17. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. So look, the Lord created these missiles. He put the spirit on these nuclear scientists to build these weapons, these ICBMs, these hypersonic ballistic missiles, these Satan 1s, these Satan 2s, these bombs. He created the waster to destroy the land, primarily this great city, which is Babylon the Great and or America. But what did the Lord say? Verse number 17 again. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So not only is the weapon formed against the place that we dwell, these cargo ships, these deportation tactics, these Trump unleashing the police into our community, the economic, the Medicaid cuts, and everything that is geared, everything that this man is doing is geared to the Lord's chosen people. They're never gonna say it. And when you go back to the history, I believe it was World War I or World War II, or it was some war, probably almost every war. They go to war. They don't have to declare they go to war for it to be a war, right? Esau, he invented the term, read between the lines. So here it is, World War III, and we in it. Jacob's trouble, we're right here. It's the start of it. They're not going to come out. Trump's not going to come out, whoever is in office, his son, or they're never going to come out and say, okay, this is the time of Jacob's trouble. They're not going to do that. You have to be watching the prophecies, believing in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, so the Lord and the Spirit will let you know. You got to redeem these times. Let me get that Ephesians 5. It's never going to be broadcasted on damn Fox News. All right, Israel, this is the time of Jacob's trouble. It's not going to happen. We got to be watching. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse number 14. Wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So we can't be fools out here. We got to walk in this light, meaning be in this word. Be circumspect. Be understanding where you're going. Here it is. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick, right, off through the Spirit. These other countries are saying there's travel bans on America, because today's the so-called 4th. Travel bans to America. Let me see. Hold on. Well, this is going into his travel bans against other countries, but there was Canada, like Australia. Okay, here it goes. It was Australia. It was some. Hold on, let me find this real quick, just because I brought it out. Countries warn. I'm just gonna say countries warn going to America, because they know it's going down. They know it's going down. I can't find it. Hold on, let me see. I think I found it on End Time Headlines. Hold on, Australia travel ban to America. This ain't it. We moving on. Okay, here we go. I got Australia, for example, but there was other ones. Says, while there is no outright travel ban from Australia to the United States, Australia has recently increased its travel warnings for the U.S. These warnings, while still at the lowest level, encourage Australians to exercise normal safety precautions due to concerns about crime, terrorism, and border control. And it was other places too. I believe it was Canada, but it's other places too, so look it up. But these other countries, they're knowing that they telling their citizens to stay away from large crowds, because today is the 4th. People will die today. A lot of people will die today. There will be a crazy Edomite, a so-called white man. He probably will drive a F-150 into a damn crowd. People's hands will get blown up from fireworks. People will get put to death for committing adultery. People will catch food poisoning. People will die today. People will get shot today. People will overdose today. Because everybody's forsaken the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And the time is nigh. The time is nigh to destroy this damn place. The place of our destruction. This damn prison camp. But I'm going to move on before I go on a rant. I'm going to go to the next slide. So here it is. Okay, so we got the persecution. Right, we went over the Southern Kingdom getting the Haitians getting persecuted now, the Levites. We got the Northern Kingdom getting shipped out of here, and I don't have it up, but I got to get it. Is it up here? I got to get it. And where are they going? Where are we getting shipped to? What's this right here? Let's look at this. So Trump got something called Alligator Alcatraz. Let me try to find a short little clip. Here we go. Let's just watch this real quick. Whatever.
Evergreen Subaru is your Subaru Superstore, featuring a custom.
In just a matter of days, workers transformed a virtually abandoned airfield into a controversial symbol of the Trump administration's immigration policy. Located in the Everglades wetlands, teeming with alligators, crocodiles, and pythons, the temporary migrant detention facility has been dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. The nickname compares the facility to the notorious former Alcatraz prison on an island in San Francisco Bay, which Donald Trump incidentally also wants to reopen. The White House has sought to leverage the fearsome imagery in a bid to show its determination to purge illegal immigrants.
It is isolated and surrounded by dangerous wildlife and unforgiving terrain. When you have illegal murderers and rapists and heinous criminals in a detention facility surrounded by alligators, yes, I do think that's a deterrent for them to try to escape.
Made up of large tents, the White House says the complex will be able to hold 5,000 people, and according to officials, it will cost $450 million annually. The site was once slated to become the largest airport in the world, but construction was halted in 1970 over environmental concerns. Those worries haven't disappeared. Activists and some officials fear the project will undo restoration efforts worth billions of taxpayer dollars.
What about the light pollution that they have going on, right? We have fireflies out here. So it's disrupting that circle of life that these animals need. What about the birds that nest out here?
The alligators and the pythons will not be security guards. They are absolutely terrified of people.
There's also criticism over the use of indigenous land for detention purposes, the chair of a local tribe citing parallels with the mass roundup and forced removal of Native Americans in the 19th century. Meanwhile, some say Alligator Alcatraz creates a new, unaccountable detention system outside the scope of the federal government. Others point to no obvious plan to...
And let me just read a little bit of this. Trump visits Alligator Alcatraz detention facility, warns migrants against escape plans. So, and then you got GAD out there, man. But you see, this is where, these are the things that we're looking at. These are the weapons that's formed against us. Because there's no way. That's why it's a lower. I'm going to do a lesson titled, it's an old song. I forgot the brother's name, but it's called The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. Because this is the true revolution. Brothers and sisters coming back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is the true uprising, but it doesn't get any attention because this is what they don't want to shed light on. The coming back and the resurrection of the nation of Israel. But this is what this whole thing is about. This thing is about Jacob and Esau. This thing is about, hey, the Lord's people rising up. That's what this thing is about. Now, they could throw everything else in front of your face, but the true fight and the true discussion at these United Nations meetings, these Davos meetings, and these crafty councils that the Lord calls them, is what's happening with the tribes. They know the brothers are the prophets back on the earth. They know that we the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They truly understand the times. They see the chariots at these UFO meetings. They see the angels of the Most High. The things that they show us is not what they see. They know who's piloting the chariots of our salvation. So these are the things that we're up against. Alligator Alcatraz and Guantanamo Bay and FEMA camps. Right? So let me get a precept. Revelation chapter 2. I think it's 3, Salakia. Revelation chapter 2 and verse number 10. What do Yahushua say? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. So, again, we don't know our lot. We don't know if we are the some that's going to be cast into prison. So this is maybe for us, or it's maybe for our brothers or sisters that need to hear this. But one way or another, it has to be brought out. We can't scoop past these scriptures like the Christians. We got to read the whole road. The Lord said the whole road, the bitter and the sweet. Now, this is the bitter part. The sweet thing is the elect is going to make it through. The sweet is that this is it. This is the last damn captivity. This is the last time. This is the last hoorah for the Edomites. So it's bitter, but it's still the sweet outweighs the bitter. But we got to talk about the bitter. Revelation 2 and 10, one more time. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. And that leads me back. That leads me back to Revelation, what did I have earlier? 12. Because the Lord said he's going to give us a crown of life. So we got to be faithful, even if it means giving up our life. So I was listening to a brother, an elder brother, a couple days ago, and we got to truly believe in the resurrection. We got to truly believe that Yahushua came back. Because, hey, look, hey, that's a pivotal point. These are the things that we're looking at. We got to believe that Yahushua rose from the dead. So if we get put to death, that the Lord's going to bring us from the dead. That's something that Esau doesn't want us to believe in too. But hey, we got to believe believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, as the scripture have said, and out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water, and that thing is real. But I'm read Revelation chapter 12 and verse number. I'm gonna read 10. I'm gonna go straight to the point and read verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So we can't love our lives unto death, and we're faced with death. As a matter of fact, let me get 1 Corinthians 9 and 4. This thing, that's why we have had it to count the cost. That's 4 and 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse number 9. For I think that Yahweh have set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Right? The point I wanted was, this thing is appointed unto death. All the disciples died. Right? All the men of the Lord was thrown in prison. All the men of the Lord was put to death. Now, again, is that our fate? No. Me speaking as a man personally, do I want to go through these things? Do I want this cup to pass over? Of course, who doesn't want to be chilling, right, in a bunker somewhere, eating damn canned foods or whatever the Lord got set up and drinking yanya? Everybody wants that. But everybody's not going to get that lot. So again, we have to speak about these things. We have just wait to see. That's why it's so important to know, to watch, to pray, to fast, and to warn. You got to work for it. The Lord said, if you don't work, you don't eat. So if you want to eat in a famine, if you want to live a so-called okay lot in the hell that this devil's about to bring on the earth, we got to work. This is not the time to play. This, if any was a time to play, this is not it. Playing is what got us put in this predicament. Let me get that. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, and the people rose up to play. 1 Corinthians 10 and verse number 5. This is written for our example. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse number 4. But with many of them, this is talking about the account when we was in the wilderness. But with many of them was the Most High not pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Why? Now these things were written for our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. That's all Jake doing today. Sitting and eating and rising up to play, celebrating the Edomites' independence when the true Independence Day is coming. So the Lord has no need for an Israelite in that mind state that thinks, first of all, just celebrated Juneteenth, which he's not free. Now he's getting ready to celebrate his oppressor's independence. And the Lord's coming to really, truly give him independence. And then when he's presented, or she is presented with the word of the Lord, doesn't want to hear it. So that's why we understand these things have to happen. This evil has to happen so we can go home. The Lord is bringing the destruction for our deliverance. Let me go to the next slide. So alligator Alcatraz, deportations. Well, I'll just read this. I ended it. Well, it just was talking about the more bodies. And what else? It says, this is ABC News. Trump again brings up the idea of deporting U.S. citizens for crime. So not only is it so-called illegals, he wants to deport U.S. citizens as well. So this is not just about migrants. This could be an anybody thing. And again, we all know who he's really talking about. The prophets, the servants, those that fear Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Let me play this.
So one-stop
I'm going to
shop
skip.
to
I'm not going to play the whole thing. If it let me skip.
If the goal is about both the
No, I thought he was talking. All right, well, hey, look this up. But he said it multiple times. But I'm gonna read a little bit, couple paragraphs, 2 paragraphs. President Donald Trump continued on Tuesday to float his idea, which some legal experts say is unconstitutional, to deport U.S. citizens who commit crimes. Now, what crimes? We don't, and he just passed this so-called big beautiful bill. Speaking to the press during a tour of a migrant detention center in the Florida Everglades, the president repeated claims that there are many immigrants who are now citizens and have been committing serious crimes. They're not new to our country. This is him quoting. They're not new to our country. Well, quoting him rather. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here too. If you want to know the truth, he says, so maybe that will be the next job. So he calls us homegrowns. And again, this devil speaks with a forked tongue. So it's as if he's talking about the so-called the Northern Kingdom, but he's talking about everybody. We know who he got his eyes on. And you got to have your eyes on him. The Lord said, watch. That's what this thing is about, to watch. Let me get that. Hey, this thing, it's going down, right? It's going down. Matthew chapter 24. Yeah, I'm going to get Matthew 24 and 43. Matthew 24, I'll start at 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known and what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. So when the Lord comes back, you want to be found in a faithful spirit. Now, essentially doing the work, keeping the Sabbath day, you're not going to be doing, because we're going to be pilgrims on the earth. But the Lord wants you to have that faith. That's what the Lord's coming back for. You got to have that faith. Luke chapter 18 and verse number 7. And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? So that's the only way you making it out of these said perils, is if you have faith. So we got to watch now till when the time comes. Again, them doubt demons and woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda demons, they're going to come. They're going to smash down on you. But you got to keep your faith. Remember, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. We got to apply and remember these precepts. This all we got is the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Like they say in the world, my word is bond. So, and again, still too, this is the tension still going over there, with Israel, Iran, Ukraine, and Russia, and Pakistan, and Israel, right? I don't really got them in there, but look into that. Again, why these brothers do the videos and the lessons to go on the highways and hedges for motivation and to tell our people to watch. So look these things up. Look up these wars so you can see how close we are. So this is the Abraham Accords 2025. In 2025, the Abraham Accords, initially signed in 2020, are a topic of ongoing discussion and development, particularly in the context of regional stability and economic partnerships. The Accords, which normalize relations between Israel and several Arab states, are seen as a potential platform for broader cooperation and economic growth in the Middle East. However, some analysts suggest that the success of the Accords is tied to addressing the Palestinian issue and ensuring a credible commitment to Palestinian statehood. So they're clicking up over there. They're clicking up, for lack of better words. Let me see. This is from 23 hours ago. It says Trump pressures Israel to end Gaza conflict as he eyes Abraham Accords expansion. So they over there trying to start an allegiance. It's this picture. Let me see if I can find it. They over there. Here it go. You see? So they over there trying to start an allegiance against Ishmael. But it's not going to work. All these men will be destroyed. These are the coon Arabs. And they're probably terrorists. They're probably Edomites. Like that guy with this guy, he's probably a terror. He's probably an Edomite. And Ishmael, the true wild man, he's going to destroy them. All these men will be destroyed by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, using men, using these nations. So everything he think he's going to do is not going to work, man. The Lord is going to bring all their counsel to naught. Now let me get that. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse number 14. Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So everything that these men are doing, he's trying to pressure a ceasefire. He's trying to get them to join the Abrahamic Accords, the Abrahamic Alliance. It's all for their bad. It's all for their bad. This new big, beautiful bill, it's all for their bad. And here it is, the bill that he just passed raised the national debt $4 trillion. So it's not much more that has to happen. The elect just has to be sealed. Then the destruction is going to come. But the elect would have to be, we close. Revelation chapter 7 and verse number, I'm going to get straight to the point, start at 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them that were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. That's right, because the 144,000 are the governing body. But then you have the righteous 1/3. The elect in a whole, that make up the whole elect. But the earth, these winds, this earth is about to be hurt. The wind is about to blow. The trees and the sea is all about to be destroyed once the elect is sealed. And again, we're just watching these prophecies as Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said. Let me get a couple more. So we got that. Trump brings the idea. We got that. Now what's happening right now? Oh, Salakia. You know what? I got it now through the Spirit. So it says summer 2025 will have 3 of the shortest days on record as Earth's rotation unexpectedly accelerates. So again, let me just read this a little bit. This from NewYorkPost.com. Time is not on your side this summer. The Earth is set to have 3 remarkably shorter than average days in the coming weeks, as the Earth's rotation unexpectedly accelerates, according to scientists. Our pale blue dot's daily rotation is normally equivalent to about 86,400 seconds, or 24 hours. But 3 days this summer will see as much as 1.5 milliseconds shaved off the clock, according to the report from Popular Mechanics. But why? Why is this happening? And when you really go into it, the scientists don't know. Whenever it's something to do with about the Most High or his angels or his people, Esau doesn't know. He knows, he just doesn't want you to know. Because here it is, you got AI, you can look up anything. You could literally Google, Chat, GPT, anything in the world, and you'll get an answer. But when it comes to who pilots the chariots, or who created the Big Bang, because you know the so-called big, who created the Earth and all these things, and why is the Earth slowing down and speeding up? They don't know. But well, we know. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse number 21. For then shall be great tribulation. And that's what's about to happen. Great tribulation. Jacob's trouble. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor shall ever be. So this is worse than World War I, World War II, the French Revolutionary War, slavery, us jumping out of the slave ships. The things that happened to us over here in slavery, getting our teeth kicked in and getting eaten by Esau after their Sunday service, and getting ripped together by horses and buck breaking and lynching and anything you could think of, a nigger bait, and hit the nigger baby with baseball and laugh tanks and blackface and everything. It's worse. It's the things that's coming on the earth is worse than anything that you could think about. You got to let that sink in. You got to meditate on that. Everything that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to allow to happen on the earth is worse than everything that has happened since there has been a nation on this earth. So what the hell are we really about to witness is the question. I'll read it one more time. Matthew chapter 24 and verse number 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor shall ever be. And why is the earth speeding up? Verse number 22. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. That's why the days are shortening up. For the elect's sake, and Lord willing, right? Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ratazah. Hey, that's us, the elect. Get a couple more. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse number 7. At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. These are the things that we for sure see the trouble, but we also got to see us making it out of it. That's the important thing. We see the trouble, but we got to be sure and know and trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that he said he will make it out of it. That's the mindset we got to have coming into this thing. The Lord said we will make it out of it. The righteous shall scarcely be saved. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee the crown of life. Though 1,000 fall at thy side, 10,000 at thy right hand, it shall not come nigh thee. These are the things that we have to remember. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Remember Abraham. Remember Isaac. Remember Jacob. Remember King David on the run from Saul. Remember Joshua. Remember Gideon. Remember our forefathers. Remember Barak. Remember Samson. Remember Paul. Remember Peter. Remember Judith. Remember Esther. Remember. Because we will be saved out of it. Lord willing. And you got to mean that, Lord willing. It's no Lord willing. No, it's Lord willing. Lord willing. We will make it out of it. It's no Lord willing. Hey, Lord willing. If you're in that Lord willing spirit, you're not making it, man. If you're in that Lord, yeah, hang down low and let me get this preset. If you're in that head down, damn, knuckles dragging and Lord willing, you're not going to make it. You're not. It's time to gird up the loins of your mind. Hebrews chapter 12, especially as we see these things going down. I'm going to get Hebrews 12 and 11. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Because the things the chastising that we're about to go through, at the end, it's going to bring forth the kingdom. Verse number 12, wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. So, hey, look, you got to stand up manfully. Hey, and for the women out there, find that manly, the warrior-like spirit of the woman in 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter. These are the things that we need going up against the things that we're getting ready to go through. Right, I'm going to get the last one. So we got today's so-called July 4th. So parades, techs, this is from Times of India, indiatimes.com. Parades, tech expos, and patriotic tributes. How does Trump plan to celebrate America's 250th Independence Day? What's all in the list? So let's read a little bit of this. U.S. President Donald Trump laid out an ambitious blueprint to mark America's 250th year of independence, saying the festivities would stretch from this 4th of July through to 2026 and reach what he has called extraordinary levels. So here it is. The independence is next year, but he's trying to celebrate all year. What does he know? What does he know? Are we going to make it till next year? Posting on Truth Social on Tuesday, Trump said he would begin to semi-quincuncial build up by traveling to Iowa on Thursday, July 3rd, for a special event honoring our great country. He noted that Iowa had voted for him 3 times and promised a crowd-pleasing event devoted to farmers, small businesses, and our brave heroes who fought to keep us free. Trump added that he would highlight achievements on trade, especially as it relates to farmers, and urged supporters to RSVP for the Des Moines gathering, which he gathered to draw a big crowd. Sluck you. So the pride of this devil, man, he's getting ready to have a year-long celebration as if he's already hit the 250 mark. As if he's already there. But we'll see. We'll see. And let me look up this. Hold on. How long do empires usually last on average? So it says the average lifespan of an empire is estimated between 250 and 340 years. However, this is just an average, and some empires have lasted longer, while others have collapsed much sooner. And Babylon's getting ready to collapse much sooner. How do we know that? Why do we believe that? Through the prophecies. We're getting ready to see this place fall through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Babylon is fallen. It is fallen. $43 trillion of debt. The Israelites waking up. The chariot sightings, the volcanoes, the floods, the uproars of the people. It's all coming down. It's all coming down. Let me get my last precept. Revelation chapter 18 and verse number 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So that's the admonishment. Babylon the great is fallen. It is fallen. It has become the habitation of devils. The nations are mad. The nations are ready to shoot at this place. Every nuclear capable, every nuclear capability that has a nuclear missile has a missile aimed at this place. And what does the Lord want his people to do? To come out of this place spiritually so we could be delivered physically. All right, so that's a prophecy update. Lord willing, that was edifying and motivating and exhorting and comforting to get you to watch these prophecies and to call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to deliver us and to protect us. Because again, we're not making it without him. So store up that faith as a treasure and know that the times is nigh. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I like to give shalom to the Akim Akwaf scattered abroad. And I like to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Malak Yahushai. Till next time, shalom.